Hello, everyone. My name is Gabrielle Littrell. I'm one of the crisis counselors here at MHA of Essex and Morris and New Jersey Hope and Healing. And welcome to Mindfulness Monday. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics with mindfulness is gratitude. So we're going to be talking about an attitude of gratitude. So, gratitude is taking the time, being very intentional, and recognizing something positive. It's the conscious effort of looking at the goodness or one's blessings in their life. It's appreciating and valuing something that doesn't necessarily have monetary value, but it could be even the little things that make you joyous, bring joy to your life, and bring happiness to your life. It's an emotion, it's a mood, it's a personality trait, and it's the sister from another mister of contentment because it really kind of forces you to look at your life and to look again, find the goodness within your own life. And again, it could be the little things too. It doesn't necessarily have to be the big things. And I think that's one of the most precious things about practicing gratitude. Some of the benefits to practicing gratitude are, of course, mindfulness is why we're talking about it. It helps you to focus on the here and now instead of the past or the future, things to come. But it really forces you to be present and to live in the moment and to inspect your own life. It's also great for your mental health. It's good for emotional regulation. So, anytime like we have here helps to reduce stress. Stress wreaks havoc, absolute havoc in our lives. And gratitude kind of forces us to refocus our minds. A lot of times when we're stressed, we don't sleep good, so it impacts our sleep. So practicing gratitude, which is something that's positive and can help reduce stress, of course, is going to impact our sleep and help us to sleep better. There have been studies that were mentioned in Psychology Today and Positive Psychology about how it's also linked to reducing feelings of pain. So you feel less pain. And of course, it can also boost your self esteem because you're focusing in on those positive things in your life that bring you joy. And of course, with that being said, it's good for your overall health. Again, stress wreaks havoc in our bodies. And just being able to focus on something positive is awesome for our health and our overall well-being. With gratitude, it kind of makes you think twice about using negative words or maybe even like expressing negative emotions, really just minimizing the possibility for rumination and ruminating over negative thoughts and feelings, whether it's sadness or anxiety or anything like that. But it's very much that mindfulness piece that's extremely beneficial. And I know I kind of feel like I'm like hyping it up to make it seem like this cure all, but it's not. It's kind of like this picture here. It's kind of like a vitamin where it's not a cure, but more of like a remedy for the emotion that you're experiencing in any type of situation. And it's also is different from, I think some people may be like, oh, well, what about brushing it under the rug? This is kind of like, brushing those negative feelings or what you're feeling under the rug. And it's not by any means that. I think it's important to acknowledge the negative feelings or whatever you might be feeling with that, to validate that feeling. So be like, for example, I'm really frustrated because of X, Y, and Z. And that's okay. It's always important to validate those feelings and then practice gratitude so that you're not getting stuck in that emotion of those feelings. Showing gratitude towards others is extremely important and can also help you to feel good. It's not only going to help make the other person feel good and make their day, but it's also going to make your day as well. A lot of time we think of gratitude as maybe something that's required or expected. Maybe somebody does something for you and you just say thank you. Sometimes it's just like out of habit or maybe just our etiquette. But it's also when we're able to be spontaneous and express our gratitude to others that's when it really makes a huge impact. So, some things here that you could do is maybe write a letter to someone that you're totally grateful for. Maybe leave like a little sticky note in the house or somewhere at your job and expressing gratitude for that individual or those people. You could send an email, you can send a text. Now more than ever, especially, it's so important to build each other up. So instead of knocking each other down, let's do something positive for each other, and let each other know that it's so much more than that. You know, it's important to express gratitude and thanks, and to let people know how much they mean to you, not just on special occasions or, you know, at a funeral, for example, but while they're still alive, and still able to appreciate this huge gesture and this compliment. Some other really cool activities for gratitude, believe it or not, is prayer. Prayer and spirituality is one. With prayer, it's when you're giving your expression of thanks and appreciation to the higher power that you believe in. It's causing you to practice that mindfulness again, to stop and think about things that you're genuinely grateful for. So this is something that can be very beneficial. And sometimes I myself even forget that this is also a practice of gratitude. Journaling, that can look like maybe every day or every week, once a week, you could write down maybe 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 people that you're grateful for, 3 things that you have that you're grateful for, anything along those lines. It's also really helpful to think about the people who've inspired you. You can even write about this too. Think about the people who inspired you and what's significant about them. Another good exercise is the subtraction exercise. So imagine what your life would be like without that positive event or that positive person or that positive thing in your life. Again, it's really just being intentional and causing you to slow down, reflect in your life, and to think about those things that genuinely make you happy and things that you appreciate. So I thought that it would be kind of cool trying to embrace art more. So I thought that it would be cool to do a gratitude jar. So I have my jar right here. It's something I found in the house. I also brought some paint. I don't know if you can see them. And yeah, so what you do is you can decorate the jar any way or any which way how you feel like it. Hopefully this works. Maybe using the wrong paint. You can kind of see the paint a little bit. I'm just going to do one side for this video. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Let's see here. Probably go back and do the rest of it. So you can just really just decorate your jar. And this is just something tangible that you can have to really practice gratitude. Have my water here. I don't know. I just like doing things like this because it kind of, again, makes you slow down a little bit. And you're bringing forth that intentionality in something that's positive. So yeah, you could just decorate your jar. I know some people, they'll use stickers, they'll use things like, there we go, they'll use things like ribbons. So I've got a 2-tone color going on here. You could even label it gratitude jar, anything you feel like doing. This is also the perfect time to like embrace my inner child also. So another thing I like about this. So like I said, yeah, I'm just going to do one side for this video. And what you do is you cut up little strips of paper and you can write things that you're grateful for on them. So for example, grateful for, let's see here, of course, my family, right? So I'm going to take this, maybe fold it up 1 or 2 times and stick it in the jar. I'm grateful for, I'm going to say empanadas, because we had them for lunch today. Empanadas. I'm like worrying about spelling. But that's another thing. Don't worry about spelling or grammar or anything like that. The main thing is that you're getting the things that you're grateful for down on these little pieces of paper. And so you can just drop them into the jar. And anytime, I'm going to do more. I promise you I'm going to finish this whole jar and put more in here. But, you know, anytime that you need like a little bit of encouragement or an extra boost, you can always go into here and pluck one out. And it's a good reminder that like, hey, you know what? I have all these awesome things. I have all these good things going for myself and my life. You know, that's something to be appreciated. Because chances are there's other people out there who maybe not have those things or wish that they had those things. So it's really important to express just gratitude and value for the things that we all have. And again, it doesn't have to be monetary things. It could be people, I don't know, coffee, the sunlight, spring is coming, anything. Another activity that I usually like to use is if you get like a sheet of paper, just a plain sheet of paper, and in the center you can draw a cloud. I've seen it done with a heart. And if you put there, I can't imagine my life without. And then you could do like this has here in the picture, like little rays or little lines or even other little clouds, however you want to do it, and really just think about things in your life that you can't imagine your life without, things that you can't imagine living without. And you'll be surprised to see how impactful that really is. And of course, you don't actually have to do all these tangible things. It could even be as simple as, let's say you're driving to work in the morning. You can even on your drive, think about 3 things that you're grateful for every morning. Every morning on your drive to work, think about 3 things that you're grateful for. Or every morning while you're walking to the bus or walking to work, just think about those things, 3 things. And I've heard someone once said to me, oh, well, Gabby, I feel like it's the same thing every day. Well, then change it up. There's so many little tidbits to be grateful for in life, from, like I said before, coffee, to, I don't know, maybe the fact that you have a car, or the fact that you have a job, or the fact that you have clothes on your back, the fact that you have your health, anything at all. The fact that you have red nail polish on, I don't know, it could be anything. So about us, I kind of just jumped right into the Mindfulness Monday, didn't describe us at all. So our crisis counseling program, we were created by FEMA and SAMHSA in response to COVID-19. So we offer brief individual, family, and group counseling to anyone emotionally impacted by COVID-19. So yes, it's a little bit about us. Like I mentioned before, are groups. So we have an Unwind with Us group that happens every Tuesday at 5 p.m. In addition to knitting and crocheting, we're also starting this new thing now. It's called our Gratitude Flag Project. And it's really just a time for us to kind of each make a square, and we're hoping to make like a beautiful flag out of it, like combining them all and making a beautiful flag out of it. And it's going to represent just the strength and resilience that we've had to develop, and that we have developed, and should be proud that we've developed it during this time, during this pandemic. I think that really says a lot, even just the fact that we have our life today, the fact that we've made it. And I know that we still have so much more to go in this pandemic, but we're still alive, thankfully we still are. And that really says something. So nothing but good things with this project. Yes, we hope that you join us for it every Tuesday at 5. We also have our Fun Zone Friday, which happens every other Friday. Our next one is on the 26th of March. It's really just a good time for us all to get together, have fun, hopefully forget about the pandemic, but just a nice time to come together, connect, play some games, and just be around other people, even though we can't do it in person right now, but virtually, the next best thing. Also, on Tuesdays, starting here it is, March 30th, we have our COVID connection support group. And what that is that for anybody who tested positive with COVID, underwent that entire thing, and then, after that tested negative, but a lot of times there's still emotional and there's still a physical symptoms and impact from that. So this is what that group is for. It's to just offer support with one another and to just remind you that you're not alone in this. One of our special events that we have coming up, although the picture didn't show, those 2 blocks are supposed to be tea kettles, but on March 29th at 5, we have our Cinephilia tea shop ceremony. So it's a traditional Chinese tea ceremony, and it's just going to be a nice time, again, to get together and connect. We're always looking for ways to connect with one another, everybody in the community coming together, because you're not alone. You have us, you have the community, you are not alone. And it's just going to be a time to really practice mindfulness and the tranquility and really just, it says right here, even just using water as a reminder of mindfulness and a reminder of peace and healing. So it's going to be a really special time. Hopefully you can make that. We have our children and teens group. So our kids groups are every Wednesday. We have 2 times, 3:30 and 4:30. It's our after school chat and craft. And it's just a time for kids to make artwork together, chat, come together. It's another place for them. I keep saying to connect, but to connect with one another. And similar with our teen group, which is going to be, we're going to be starting art journaling. So it's just a way to use words and art and different pictures to, instead of like, you know, when you journal, you write about it. Well, to make art about our days or our weeks or however we're feeling inspired to do. And again, to connect with one another. And that's every Thursday at 3:30. Here's our information. You can contact us if you're struggling, especially during this pandemic, understandably so. Please do not hesitate to contact us. We have our phone number there, our text line that we have. You can email us, and there we go. Down below, there's our website as well, and you can check us out. All right, so thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your week and really try to make it your mission to practice gratitude more and see how your life will change. Thank you.